The Celtic Warrior Sheamus may be one of the most accomplished WWE superstars to come out of this decade. He literally began the decade as the WWE champion, and now he ends it, ready to make an epic comeback to Friday Night SmackDown with his old haircut back and a reinvigorated spirit to bring the competitiveness back to the blue brand. However, despite this, I fear that Sheamus' comeback will be wasted, and what could be the final stretch of his career due to spinal stenosis, the same thing that took out Edge in 2011, will be a stretch that is best left forgotten. While being a big fan of Sheamus, I've taken it upon myself to book his entire return to the WWE all the way up until I believe he should retire from the ring in 2020. This video will be made, of course, in the same spirit of Adam Blompier's beloved series, How WWE Should Book. And this video is not meant to be construed as a copy, but more of a spiritual successor. Also, keep in mind that as of the time I'm recording this, Sheamus has yet to make his in-ring return to the WWE, and he's only appeared in a couple of vignettes over the last few weeks. So I have yet to see what his first rivalry in-ring will be. So if this video is dated by the time it comes out, I do sincerely apologize, but I do hope to have this video out before he makes his in-ring return. So without further ado, let's book Sheamus' return to World Wrestling Entertainment.
It's a shameful thing, lost your head, a careless man who could wind up dead. You wear your sin like it's some kind of prize. Too many lies, too many lies. Oh, these words are true, and I'll make you believe. Yeah, you fight for air and trouble just to breathe. And you wear your cowardice well, and I will see you riding straight to hell. It's written in the face, in the shadows of my eyes, where the devil comes to call you, breaks your earthly ties. The land will break and the seas will rise, the wind will rage and it burns the sky. All you believe will be broken and fall.
So to start off with, the main goal of Sheamus' return to WWE should be to accomplish the one thing that he hasn't done yet in his career: win the Intercontinental Championship. Sheamus has literally done everything else he can do. He's a 2-time United States champion, a 5-time tag team champion, a 4-time world champion. He's a King of the Ring winner, a Money in the Bank winner, and a Royal Rumble winner. He's most certainly a future Hall of Famer, and the Intercontinental title is the one belt that Sheamus needs to complete his collection. And before you argue that he hasn't won an NXT title or the Universal title, well, you'd be right. But those titles, in my opinion, should be reserved for people who still have very long careers ahead of them. Sheamus is at the twilight of his own career, so his main goal upon returning should be to beat Shinsuke Nakamura for the IC title. As far as aesthetic goes, I'm very glad that he has his old hairstyle back again. Old Sheamus was the best Sheamus in my opinion, but along with his old hairstyle, he needs his old theme back. I came to terms with Drew McIntyre not using Broken Dreams, or Jeff Hardy not using No More Words, but Sheamus needs Written in My Face back. It defines his entire career whether he realizes it or not. Besides, as much as I like his dramatic build-up and blinding light entrance, when his old theme song hits and he comes charging out, I get more goosebumps than his new entrance ever will. With Sheamus back, he goes after Shinsuke Nakamura, but Sami Zayn insists that Sheamus has to go through every member of his stable first. I personally like to call Sami Zayn's stable the 4 workhorsemen. So over the next few weeks, Sheamus will have banger matches on SmackDown against Cesaro, Sami Zayn, and possibly a new stable member of some sort. Perhaps Mojo Rawley can make a one-off appearance. Either way, Sheamus challenges Shinsuke at the Royal Rumble, but comes up short due to interference from Sami Zayn and the other stable members. Sheamus is rightfully pissed and wants another shot, but so does King Corbin, who dislikes having an opposing heel stable on his show, and also wants the title to go with his crown, and he's not stupid enough to challenge The Fiend for the Universal title. And if you're wondering about Roman Reigns in this scenario, well, hopefully his feud with King Corbin will be over by February, but Sheamus once again has to go through all of Corbin's stablemates on a weekly basis. Maybe one week the Bar reunites temporarily to take out the Revival together. Either way, Sheamus then defeats Corbin at Elimination Chamber to become the #1 contender for the Intercontinental Championship. And at WrestleMania 36, Sheamus has a Match of the Year contender against Nakamura, whom he defeats to finally capture the IC title, making him a Grand Slam winner. After WrestleMania, Sami Zayn tries and ultimately fails to win the title from Sheamus to bring it back to the group, but after this failure, Sami's stable falls apart on him, and so Cesaro leaves the group as a result. This is important for later. Sheamus will then get into a friendly feud against Roman Reigns, whom he has a great pair of matches against on pay-per-view. Sheamus also has numerous open challenges on SmackDown to make the title more relevant and SmackDown more must-watch, and he has more great matches in the process. Sheamus will then compete at Money in the Bank, where he fails to win the contract, as Cesaro will win it instead, just depriving Sheamus of his second victory. So tensions really begin to rise between these two former partners, which will lead to a match at SummerSlam, and this is where things will come to a head at long last. At SummerSlam, it's going to be Sheamus versus Cesaro with the Intercontinental title and the Money in the Bank contract on the line. However, a career will also hang in the balance. Whoever wins will keep their job and walk away with a title and a future world title opportunity. The loser has to leave in-ring competition for good. And if you're wondering why I'm giving such an opportunity to Cesaro, it's because they were a great tag team and nobody else off the top of my head shares this kind of chemistry with Sheamus to make this a truly emotional match, besides Cesaro. In the end, they have a Match of the Year contender that goes on for half an hour before Cesaro ruins Sheamus' hope spot and hits him with the neutralizer. 1, 2, 3, Cesaro beats Sheamus. But up to this point, Cesaro has obviously been against retiring Sheamus. He doesn't want to, but he has to. So after this match, Cesaro finally turns face, and he and Sheamus celebrate together in the ring. On the following episode of Raw or SmackDown, Sheamus will open the show, and after a highlight package of all of his career accomplishments, an emotional Sheamus thanks the fans for their support, and the entire locker room pours out to congratulate Sheamus. Fast forward to WrestleMania 37 weekend, where Sheamus is inducted into the Hall of Fame class of 2021. Either John Cena or Cesaro should induct him, in my opinion. By this point, Sheamus really has done it all, and it's time for him to share his talents with the next generation and perhaps become a trainer at the WWE Performance Center. Though by this point, he will have retired, everyone will remember and embrace the fighting spirit of the Celtic Warrior, Sheamus.
Thank you.